All right, it says we are live. I hope that's true, unless Google is lying to me again, which is usually the case because Google hates me. So let me bring this up. Boom. All right, let's see. Okay. That's what we'll do from there. Back to my channel. All right. What's up, people? What's up, people? Vote for Riley. No, vote for Tommy Hall. He's a dumb fuck. That guy, he is a dumb fuck. Riley, yes, total fucking dumb fuck. But I think Tommy Hall should win, even though my boy's in second place right now. Yeah. So let's see. Let's see. All right, and so don't worry, people. This isn't going to be just me talking like what Dragnot likes to do. I will be inviting people in momentarily. I'm just trying to get a few things set up here. People without working brains should be disqualified from the dumb fuck of the year, which means both Hall and Riley. We take great pains to make sure that they are a dumb fuck by choice, not disability. Let's see. Scooby-Doo, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Let's see. Yeah, a bunch of people are saying that Tommy Hall should be disqualified. A bunch of people are saying that Liley should be disqualified. I'm like, look, guys, no. We're not disqualifying anybody. We've already made our choices. And keep in mind, I also did Sean Hufford a favor by pretty much saying, fuck everybody. Liley is going to be nominated this year. So I already did you guys a favor. I can't disqualify anybody from Dumb Fuck of the Year. So they're in the running. So the only way to make sure that your person of choice actually wins is to start shilling for that person to actually win. Kind of like what Steve McRae did with Ronnie, because, yeah. Anyway, so let's go ahead and check this out. There's so many special dumb fucks out there. Yes, this is true. Alright, so like I said. Alright, so let's go ahead and start this shit. Alright, so for our Tuesday show, start inviting some people. Boom. And we'll also invite what the fuck? Come on, guys. Alright, guys, I really am sorry, but if you guys aren't getting the link, it's not my fault. It's because YouTube just doesn't work sometimes, so I'm going to have to send it to some of you guys manually. Mike Duffy, you will definitely be getting the link, so don't you worry about that. And there's the bugs. Alright, so let's see. Alright. Let's try this.
Wow, what's going on there, Mr. Sunshine?
Again. All right. Oh, hey Steve, how's it going?
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, good afternoon where I live. And remember, Eastern time zone is the only time zone that counts.
We don't go by Eastern, Pacific only.
Well, fuck you too.
So what are we doing here?
A random ass hangout.
Completely random because I'm at a loss.
Yeah, exactly. We have no plan whatsoever. I decided to dive in head first and see what happens.
What could possibly go wrong with that idea?
Exactly. And so with that, I am also going to be inviting some people. Also, Steve, if you can do me a favor, can you also invite Mike Duffy? I'm not seeing him on the G Plus and the Google Tubes.
Sure.
I don't know what the fuck is up with this shit, but it just doesn't work. Geo, I sent to you in your Skype. You need to go to your Skype. Yes, I know my audio is shit. That's because I don't have a working mic right now.
Actually, I didn't want to say anything because I know you have self-esteem issues, and I didn't want to make you feel worse than you usually do.
Oh, fuck
but
off.
Your mic is shit, dude. I've seen your face. You're well deserving of your self-esteem issues.
I know my mic is shit. The only reason I went with this mic is because at least you can understand me, and it doesn't cut out every other word.
It sounds like a tin can. It's not horrible. I mean, yeah, I definitely understand.
I know it sounds like okay, not only does it sound like a tin can, but that tin can was shoved up somebody's ass, okay? I won't say whose ass, Tommy's, but just so that we know, I understand.
So when are you going to have like an actual real mic then?
When I actually already have an actual real mic. It's just that I'm in the process of moving, and the inspectors are going to be coming in on Wednesday, and I can't move into my new place until that stuff's done, because I'm not going to move into a place that's going to collapse on my head.
That makes sense. I gave Mike the Hangout, so if he's paying attention, he should be able to join.
That works. And let me go ahead and send Geo the link again for some reason, and I'll send him both links because why the fuck not? All right, and I'll also do the same for House Soy because he wanted a link, so there you go. And I'll also be inviting some people. Hey, Geo.
Hey, thanks for inviting me. The first link didn't work. This one obviously does.
Geo, you're going down, by the way, just FYI.
Oh, it doesn't look like I am I, Steve?
Down. Yeah, down. Yeah, it's over, buddy.
Yes.
No, I tell you what. You know what? If Anthony wins, I'm not going to be upset by it. I think he's deserving. So it's not like, oh, some undeserving person won it. So I just think you should put a little effort into getting your person, to win. So
have you seen my shill video on my channel?
Did I? I don't remember. Oh, he says no link isn't working. All right, let me try again.
This link I'll post inside. That link seems to be working. The other one doesn't seem to be working for some fucking reason.
All right, I'll use that one then. All right, Mike, I'm going to send you a different link here in a second.
Yep.
Hey, Mike.
What's up?
Yeah, I'm not lying. I don't know what it is about G Plus lately, but it's gotten worse. It literally has gotten worse.
It has. Yeah, it's not just you.
I think I'm going to go ahead and just blame net neutrality on this one.
You can't blame something that hasn't changed.
Yeah, net neutrality is a good thing. We're trying to keep it.
Yeah, I understand, but I think this is a protest. Be like, this is what to expect if net neutrality gets fucked over. Just so you guys know.
It's not. If net neutrality gets fucked over, it's gonna be like this, only slow
and expensive.
Yeah, well, slow or expensive.
Yeah, it's one or the other. I guess you have to pay for it to be faster, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a slow basically, listen, there's this guy called what's his name? Pi or something? We are pretty much the United States of fuck that guy. Because fuck that guy. Wow, he has such a punchable face. I thought my face was punchable, but my God,
your face isn't punchable. If anyone tried to punch you, their hand would melt.
You make a good point. Anyway,
I often do.
If had points out that there's no winners of Dumb Fuck of the Year, only losers. I think that actually has a point to be made there. Don't know.
Yes, there are no winners in Dumb Fuck of the Year. But as far as the rest of the link goes, I'm not sure what's up with Google, but for some reason I can't invite anyone on the internal.
Yeah, we haven't figured it out yet. I'm still working on why I get some names to come up and some names I just can't. And they're in my circle, so it's not like it's trying to find names that don't exist.
You're not the only one still working on that. Google's employers have been working on that for years.
Yeah, and I'm glad to know it's not just me, because I really did think it was something wrong with my circles or whatever. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm just doing this wrong. But then I'm finding out that no, it's ubiquitous to all the G Plus users, that they all have this issue. So
exactly. Also, I wanted to make this very clear, which is, I guess, part of the reason why I actually made this fucking hangout. You know, besides just to waste time. Oh yeah, Astronomy Live. I won't be able to make it to the launch on Saturday. Unfortunately, I have to work, and my job has been, you know, crawling up my ass, ramming itself down my throat, and it's been meeting in the middle for quite some time now. Yeah, unfortunately, I won't be able to make it. So that sucks.
That sucks.
But anyway, you know, in all fairness, I've seen, like, what is it? How many rocket launch videos am I up to? 22?
Yeah.
you got a few dozen.
At some point.
Yeah, I think I have, I don't know, over 20 rocket launches now. So I may have to miss a few here and there, but it is what it is.
As long as you get the heavy ones, it's gonna be launched.
Yes. And also for I did receive this message that I wanted to reply to. Well, I guess I wanted all of us to reply to. Tommy Hall should be DQ'd from Dumbfuck of the Year as mentally insane, as in homicidal maniac. The fact that he's getting all the attention because of his cancer views, there is a risk that other idiots will follow his advice and end up dying because of your award.
That's bullshit. First of all, being a cancer quack doesn't make you a homicidal maniac. That just makes you a fucking dipshit. That's not a mental illness. Secondly, by exposing, we are literally calling him a dumb fuck. If someone watches this competition and thinks, "Oh, this guy that they're calling a dumb fuck, I better follow his advice." Sorry, but then they're a dumb fuck too.
Well, I think that's what we come down to. I mean, I don't remember who it was I was talking to the other day. I think it was Doc Savage, and I had been telling him that all we have left with some of these people is pure mockery. And that's in hopes that other people don't listen to what they have to say because they don't want to be considered to be dumbasses.
Yeah. And also, just so that people know, that comment or that message was sent to me on Skype by Sean Hufford.
Yeah, Sean's really pushing this narrative that Tommy should be disqualified. And I'm like, well, going by that reasoning, then half the people, if not all the people probably on the list, need to be disqualified for some reason.
Riley should be disqualified as well.
Yes. Because here's the thing, and also one of them I actually didn't want them to be on in the first place, but the issue with, like, for example, like Betty, or people like, for example, Part-Time Vegan, you know, it's really hard to distinguish them from, like, a Poe. Now, here's the thing. If you have to be a dumb fuck by choice, but what if you're doing it for just the lulz? Well, then that doesn't make you an actual dumb fuck because you know the shit you're saying is stupid. But how can you really be sure? You know, that's why that's why we don't make any claim that this award is scientific. Bullshit.
Yeah. And I got to go by your evaluation most of the time. Like, I don't deal with Anthony Riley. So if you tell me that in your opinion, and I will put you as an expert opinion on this, that he's not a Poe, I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
If he is a Poe, he still deserves the award for spending so much time on something so insignificant.
But that's for different reasoning then. Then you're arguing, yeah, he should be a dumb fuck of the year for different reasons though. So you're arguing the right thing, but for the wrong reasons though. Make sense?
Yeah.
Also, let me just reply to somebody in chat. GR, I did send you the link. I sent you the link already, so you should already have it. If you don't have it, then it's Google's fault, not mine.
Yeah, I gave it to Mike again. It should work. I gave it to Tony V. It should work.
Yeah, and I'm guessing the join link is just not working for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why, but I don't know.
I'm not convinced about Part-Time Vegan. I think that your live chat's right. It seems to me that he's actually going out of his way to try to be a dumb fuck, and Poes usually do that more than the average person.
Yes, although we have to keep in mind that we had an opportunity to boot him out as an option in the live hangout when we were doing our nominations. Since we all agreed that this should be set in stone, these are the people that are running now, and it's too late to go back now. So the only way to win at this point is to start shilling like a motherfucker for the person you want to win.
Yeah, I'll be putting out a video and other things as time progresses. I already got one from my boy Tommy. Obviously, he's my dog in this fight. But I'm not going to say I'm not supporting some of the other people as well.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of good competition this year.
Honestly, I'm very disappointed in the dumb fucking year because I thought Betty would be doing a lot better than she's doing right now. I mean, come on,
it's ended up being a two-man race, isn't it? Right now,
it really is a two-man race. So, for example, in third, I think it's Von Helton, and Von Helton would have to double his votes just to even be considered,
in the running.
In the running at this point. Betty, I mean, okay, guys, listen. I'm basically just going to say, fuck this. I need a dog in the race. And obviously, Tommy Hall is the dog in the race, but I don't want Betty to win. I just want her to do better than she's doing right now, if that's possible.
Do you want me to put my next video? Do you want me to put basically a pity thing for her? A pity votes? Ask for people
pity votes. I don't want her to win. Okay. Absolutely not. But get her at least third place.
I don't think she can get third. I think Von Helden's a token at this point. I mean, Von Helden literally is just because of I think pomp and circumstance that he gets on the nomination list any longer, because he's just the ultimate dumb fuck to begin with. So is it really any big surprise?
I mean, no, not really.
Yeah, he's basically the internet's crazy grandpa at this point.
Listen, yeah. All we have to do is make a voting video for Betty and just say, this video brought to you by the word perspective.
I'll see what I can do.
Yes. Oh, yeah. By the way, Red, debate Kent Hovind. Why?
I could make that happen, but why?
I don't want to. Man, Jay, you got some background feed.
I mean, I've been asked to debate him. I mean, by him and by his secretary. I just don't really want to do it, to be honest with you.
He has a secretary?
He has a secretary. Yeah, his secretary is actually really nice, actually. She's definitely not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I've at least been able to have a conversation with her.
That was redundant.
Yeah, I mean, she believes nonsensical shit. You got a lot of...
Jay, you gotta mute the feed. Mute the feed, please. Please, GR, mute the feed. We're getting feedback. All right. Anyway, so let's see. From Vincent Jones, Tommy's views are dangerous. Exactly, which is why he deserves mockery. Exactly. Again, people will listen to Tommy if he's not mocked, and some, unfortunately, will listen because of the mockery. It's a lose-lose either way. I mean, honestly, at that point, feel free to win the Darwin Awards for me, but his views on cancer, especially the shit that he was pulling yesterday, when it comes to chemotherapy, my fucking god, that guy's
I haven't heard that. What?
Apparently, chemotherapy is bad for you.
Oh, is that why we're able to use it to cure people?
Yeah, go figure, right?
Yeah, I mean, I keep telling him, and he knows this. Like, my brother lasted at least 10 more years because of chemo and radial.
Am I working now? Am I winning now?
Yes, you're winning.
Hey, sorry about that, guys. I really apologize.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's fix it.
My Chromecast got involved. My Chromecast got involved for some reason.
Awesome.
And, yeah, so.
Because I don't want people to take Tommy seriously. I don't think that he has anything to offer that anybody should take seriously, because what he puts out is dangerous, absolutely dangerous information. This is why I don't have Grim V around either.
Who's that?
Grim V. He's a person who thinks that eating baking soda will cure you of cancer.
Well, of course it will. I mean, it's obviously very basic. Get it? Basic.
No, you say that as a joke. That is literally the mechanism they're proposing.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so actually, it wasn't actually a very good joke. I was trying to make a joke like, yes, it's a basic concept, They
think that the alkali is going to help you for some reason.
They think that
baking soda is not an antioxidant by any means.
Well, no, it's not antioxidant. That's not what they're doing. Yeah.
Maybe they think because it makes bubbles when you mix it with vinegar, they think that it's like an oxidant. But who knows?
No, what they think, their claim is that cancer is due to acidosis. In other words, it's due to too low of a pH in your blood.
Right, high acidity in your blood,
which is clearly true. Everyone knows that.
Yeah,
it's basic.
I'm in the process of inviting a bunch of you people in the live chat, so don't worry. If you haven't gotten the link already, you will get one in a moment. Just stand by.
So right now,
obviously,
Anthony,
radiological symptoms have nothing to do with it. It's always going to be acidity. If you live in like a city with too much acid in the water, you're going to get cancer. Unless you drink baking soda.
For fuck's sake, I've read some people and seen some of videos where people literally think that their blood is actually like not just more and more acidic than it should be, but actually below 7.
Oh, really? Like super kind of hot, hot acid. It's not even like near neutral.
Not hot, but the thing is, if your blood pH gets below 7.35, you die.
Yeah, 7.35 is where your blood should be at, about that range.
Yeah, it's 7.35 to 7.45.
Right, your blood should be pretty alkaline, right? Like it should be pretty basic.
More basic than neutral, which is pH 7.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like milk is like pH 6.5, right? So, and then you got like water. But yeah, your blood should be even more basic than baking soda, right?
No.
Baking
soda. If you mix baking soda and water, it's gonna be pretty basic.
Well, it depends on how much you mix in, but yeah.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. Like baking soda must be around 8, right?
Yeah, probably 8.
It depends on how much you mix in. Baking soda is a powder, and pH is based on based on concentration. So it depends on how much baking powder you put into how much water.
So in other words, this is the argument for him being the dumb mother blanker of the year.
And normal acid, other than like a Lewis acid, most acids will.
No, hang on. No, it's not called the dumb mother blanker of the year. It's called the dumb fuck of the year. You got it. I keep on correcting G-Man on this. I keep correcting Ronnie on this. Oh, they're going to call it the dumb F of the year award. I go, no, it's not called the dumb F of the year award. It's called the dumb fuck of the year award.
You can't be a dumb litter.
The argument for this guy to be the dumbest fuck of the year.
So people understand this though, Gio, because you're bringing this up. There is a solid substance here, but when you mix it into a solution, the way they determine the pH is based upon the hydrogen. Actually, it's the ionized hydrogen content, which is protons, because it's proteation. So
it's the way it results with litmus, right? So like the litmus results to, I think, protons and hydrogen.
Well, proton is a hydrogen nuclei without the electron. It's an ionized H+.
Okay, so it results
here.
When you're dealing with these things, you're dealing with ratios of hydronium, hydroxyl, which are concentrations in the solution. When you have baking soda mixed in with water, you're generally going to be about a pH of 8, if I remember correctly.
So baking soda itself, though, is greater than 8. When you mix it with water, now you've diluted it down.
The baking soda when it's powder form has no pH.
Right, because there's no hydrogen ion that's being.
Okay, well that makes perfect sense. Sorry, yeah.
When something gets dissolved in solution,
it still has a proton attached to it, since it's
yes.
But it doesn't have a pH.
Hydrocarbonate.
For example, when you have
so baking soda itself,
oh my god,
it's not a solution yet. It's not soluble until you put it in water or maybe like vinegar. So
can I step in?
Like
I did take water chemistry in the Navy, so this is one thing I actually kind of do know a little bit about.
Well, I was in the Marines. I have no fucking idea what's going on here.
Hang on, everyone shut up for a second. Everyone shut up for a second. Yeah, go ahead, Sean, go ahead.
Since I missed the first part as well as on my way home, what are we talking about? I know what pHs are. I'm not that up to speed on them, but I know the general gist of it.
It just went straight chemistry.
Yeah, just basic chemistry, really basic chemistry.
We're talking why is the dumb fuck of the year?
Okay, it's just I was confused when I came in. All I heard was talking about pH.
Yeah, this goes back to what Ronnie was talking about with DNA, because DNA is an acid, right? there's an OH group on the sugar phosphate backbone. There's an OH that H pops off, and that H therefore becomes an H plus in the water. That's why it's called an acid. Right, and that OH combined with hydroxyl ions, OH negatives, form
bases,
water.
Yeah.
So, or
And
other
that's
things.
also the reason why
hydroxyl ions, the hydronium, H3O plus.
Also,
But that
just
negative-
hang on, just to comment to something in chat. Hoots, no, you can't be the dumb fuck of the year award. What does that even mean?
It's not the dumb fuck of the ear.
No, read the rest of the comment. It's a Van Gogh joke.
I mean, I just had like a really successful ear zit popping experience the other day. Don't know if you guys have ever been there, but
Yep, exactly. Also, Side Strike, I got a bone pick with you. Do you remember that video that you made when you used one of my rocket launch videos? Come on, Sly, you can talk to me.
Oh, now you said Sly. You said Side Strike, dude.
Yeah.
Side Strike.
Oh shit.
I figured you're talking.
I was wondering if you were talking to me. I was like, oh.
Because Side Strike is in the live chat, and Side Strike going, "What the hell are you talking about?"
You know what? That's my
Yeah, he just went, oh.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Sly or Sly. Maybe that's why I get confused. Anyway, so remember when you used one of my rocket launch videos in one of your videos?
Sure, Orphan Red.
Yes. You have to do me one favor.
What?
Ask for the raw because I will give them to you. They're
Well,
higher quality.
Actually, if you would answer a fucking message in your Hangouts,
Look.
then
There's
you
only
would see
one
that
way.
and then also messages in your thing, then you would actually see that I asked you for that.
You need to ask in the right way.
Well,
basically the way you get my attention is
here we go.
you need to offer me quote unquote a good time. I will of course be interested at that point.
yeah, but I'm not as pretty as Sean.
This is true.
Yeah,
No
fuck
one
you
is.
both. But by the way, Red, real quick, can you get closer to your mic? You're really off in the distance.
It's currently down my throat, so I can't get any
That's
closer.
his mic.
Red, how far down there is it?
Well, I think Sly's the best one to answer that right now. Red did want to have a good time.
Is it 4 to 6 inches, 6 to 8 inches, 8 to 12?
What I'm trying to say is this is as good as it's going to fucking get.
It's a matter of perspective, man.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure mine's not much better. I'm sitting here staring at a tablet.
As it gets closer, it gets bigger. Don't worry.
Because perspective.
So wait, I want to go back to this.
If we can talk about the whole perspective thing for a second, I actually have another claim by Riley that just came out.
Shit.
Did you upload a new one today? Or is it the one from yesterday?
This is something he said in a Hangout either yesterday or the day before, but he was bragging about it yesterday. The size of the angle is a measurement. Angular size is a sum.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
A sum of
That
what?
makes no sense at all.
Yeah, I mean,
Size
we
of an
already know
angle
that
is
he has no fucking clue how geometry works, so I'm not really surprised at that point anymore.
Apparently, in order to get the angular size of an object, you must know its actual size and its distance to be able to do the math to figure out what its angular size is.
Can you just know the angular?
If you know its size,
the angle at which the inference crosses both sides of the object?
Well,
like, if you have a 60-degree angle, you have two rays that come away from that angle at 60 degrees, and they meet at the edge of this object, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And you can use
that's all you really need, right?
To figure out its distance if you know the actual size, or if you know the actual size, you can figure out its distance. You can use angular size in math to figure out the missing parameter, but you have to know two parameters in order to use angular size. It's basic triangles. As long as you know two aspects of a triangle, you can figure out.
It's going to give you something linear and two-dimensional.
Okay, you guys are just confusing the shit out of me, and I actually have good geometry.
It's actually worse than what's the radius of pi. or the circumference of pi. It's
Yeah, the
worse
ang-
than that.
Circumference
The
of
angular
pi.
diameter-
Pi is the circumference of
No,
the
no, no,
radius.
no. It says, what is the circumference of the ratio of pi?
Look at when you're looking at something like
Depends on, that depends on the units.
when
The
you're looking at
circumference of the ratio of pi.
Yeah,
When
that's
it
what he
is-
actually said. I am not joking, by the way.
It depends on what
It's-
unit you
it's
measure.
pi,
Then.
isn't it?
To put this in context for you, Steve, this claim by Anthony is worse than the whole circumference of the ratio of pi.
Hey,
I'm
It's
not
worse
going
than
to
that.
what he's saying at all because
The
the angle.
circumference of the
Oh my
ratio is
God,
pi
can I
is
say
1.
something, G?
right?
Every time I've said something, you've stepped on me.
Sorry.
It's okay, but I mean, come on, dude. Okay, so look at the angular diameter is usually measured in arc seconds, arc minutes, depending on the size of your object, right? So if you know the actual diameter of the object, like the moon or the sun, the angular diameter is just going to be the appearance of how many arc seconds, right? Or
Or minutes,
or
right?
degrees. If you want to do, we don't
Yeah.
use degrees anymore, but the apparent size of it in the sky. So what does he actually think is a summation of?
He's saying that it's the sum of its distance and its actual size.
Or
The
maybe he
sum.
doesn't know the difference between radians and degrees.
How would
That
that
just
give?
makes no sense
Okay,
at all.
just so that we're clear.
If I can quote it for you, it'll make it even funnier. And
hold on.
I actually opened with this quote. This is what he's been quoting, like the Bible, for the last 2 days.
What Riley has been quoting the Bible?
Well, he's been quoting it like it was a religious scripture.
As if it were the Bible.
All right, sorry.
The
Technically,
size,
the Bible is
the
religious
size
scripture.
of the angle is the measurement. The angular size is the sum, but he never says what is the sum of, except once when he first made the claim was the sum of the distance and the actual size.
Hang on,
potato.
guys. Hang on. I got to respond. Spurkismo, no, you are not late for the Dumb Fuck of the Year award. It's still happening. And who won, we don't know yet, but it looks like Anthony Riley is in the lead.
Yeah,
he's-
he's significantly in the lead.
Can we
Why
go
did
back
he
to
do it right now?
He
that
got 50
angular
points.
gospel? Can you say that one more time?
Oh wow, he has jumped up.
Yeah, he's at 280.
Oh my
right now.
god.
Like, okay, so the measurement is the angle. The size is the sum.
Well, I'm going to repeat the quote.
I forget exactly what you said. I kind of want to
don't
write
know
it down
that
so I can try to get this like around in my head.
I'm going to repeat the quote for you.
Okay.
The
thank you.
size of the angle is the measurement. So in other words, if you measure, 5 degrees or 5 arc seconds or 5 arc minutes, that is a measurement.
That is
The angular size is the sum. But that's where his quote ends.
Yeah, that's potato.
So,
But
the angle is
he's
the
saying-
measurement.
The reason why he's making this claim is because of the whole harvest moon thing, because we keep pressuring him on how large the moon is supposed to be.
The
Mm-hmm.
supermoon.
But the supermoon does change. I mean, because the moon sometimes is closer. There's as much as I think it's 14%.
It's 14% from its closest point to its furthest
But it
point.
usually it's around 7, something like that. I mean, so there's a small change, but that has nothing to do with the
What
hell
he
he's saying.
was actually saying is that the moon should be like many times its own size.
Yeah,
And it's
his claim is 8 to 10 times larger on every full moon than it is
Wow.
on every new moon.
It seems to me like he's got a problem. Like a lot of people who feel the same way about this angular measurement, they have binocular problems. Like they believe, like, okay, we need to buy a pair of binoculars that are 500-meter binoculars. So they make things 500 meters away look like they're right here.
But
They
I
don't
think
understand
things
like
are usually
the
going by
idea of
your eye.
binoculars. This is a 10-power binocular.
If
So
you
if something is 500 meters away, it looks now 50 meters away. I don't think he gets like the idea of perspective.
He doesn't get the basic any basic concepts. It's a miracle that the man can turn on his computer.
Right. Yeah, the general notion of like perspective and distance doesn't like hit him like it hits like normal people with common sense.
If the man tried to pour a glass of milk, he would fuck it up.
Well, according to his math, if he poured a glass of milk, it would be like 7 times too much milk.
Yeah, Don Shredder UK just pretty much summed up his whole argument. He's claiming angular size is determined by the distance and size rather than just a measurement.
Well, right, yeah, like it's like the binoculars. Like, okay, if you put binoculars on your face and you say these are going to make 500 meters look right next to me, instead of these are 500 power binoculars, which don't exist. I know that, but it's the power of binoculars. So something twice as far away from you as it is now, a pair of 2 power binoculars will make them look 1 times as far. So you just divide the number in half, or you divide by the power of the binoculars, and it gives you the size. Or, at that same point, the distance. So if you already know the size, it gives you the different distance. If you already know the distance, it gives you the size.
Hey, Micro, quick question.
Hmm?
Are you a mod in my?
No, I am.
I was just about to ask you that. I thought he was.
Yeah,
so,
I used to be.
So wait a minute. Did you actually type that, or is that just a fake
I just checked. That is
No,
actually
that is
Micro.
me. Because he said I hate Scandinavian accent, and I said fuck you too as a joke. I have no idea what he actually means.
Okay, then I'll go ahead and make you a mod again.
By the way, I have mods. I have mods. I have mods.
Okay, so yeah, because I was like, wait a minute, that's
Why did Micros need to be approved or not? It's like I thought he was a mod.
yeah, and also, I mean, 10.4 makes a point. How the fuck is 10.4 a mod, but Micro isn't? Like, fuck that.
Yeah, you need to rethink your infrastructure here, Reds.
I don't have one.
That's exactly it.
Just like the United States.
Oh, that was a Trump joke, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
that's
Astronomy Live is not a mod either. What is wrong with you, Red?
No, I think it's reset because
I think no, Astronomy Live was a fucking mod. What the fuck is up with this thing?
I think Hannah had a fun with your channel that day.
Oh, shit.
Never let her have access to your channel.
No, because this happened before that.
Hal Soy, where you at?
Oh my god.
Hell, so
I knew I should have made my password more difficult than Donkey Porn 6969.
16969. Okay, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I already changed it, bitch. Let's
Yeah, you will change it to
There's
MPT
no
Donkey
Y, there's
Kong
an IE in there.
6969.
Well, anyway, so
Hell, Soy's penis 1.
how did you know? How did you know? Conspiracy.
What's the angular size of that Micro?
What's the angular size of the diameter of the circumference of pi?
Oh
There you
my
go.
god.
Get within like 6
Steve,
to
Someone
8
put that
inches.
shit on a t-shirt
Steve,
and sell it.
I'm already
again,
marketing it. Yeah, we're gonna go full barrel.
Steve, that depends on what unit you're using.
What unit of measurement? It's all your. Well, it actually depends on your perspective.
I mean, if we're going microns or micrometers, we're in business.
Angstrom.
Plank length.
Plonk lengths.
Yes. Also, we have to make this very clear. Sean, the good news. I have some good news and I have some bad news.
Okay.
The good news is that Anthony Riley is currently winning. Like, holy fuck.
Yep.
That's great. He basically went from 0 to hero, at least for the dumb fuck of the year.
You guys have blown.
You're
a
welcome
lot
for
of
that.
it
Thanks for
already.
hanging on, Steve.
He was last year.
Because here's the thing, he came in dead fucking
Yeah.
last year, and
With like
now he's
20
finally getting the
votes.
recognition that fuckface actually deserves. So congratulations on that.
Can we like
Wait, see,
screen share one of this guy's like things?
Hang on. So the bad news is that Tommy is still gonna stay.
Yeah, Tommy's in for the win here. I mean, he's only he's less than 50 points behind. He's like 64 points behind. So that's
this morning when I
54
checked,
points behind. That's fixable.
I wanted to throw in D Marble, but I wasn't invited to the hangout, even though I was supposed to be on the panel.
but
You
that's
were
actually
invited.
what I want to talk to you and Reds about, Steve, after the hangout. I'd rather keep this one private, not public.
How did Hana
I like-
get
I like our
into
private
your
time.
account, by the way? Did you let Hana into your account, Red?
I did not.
We do need
You
more
just-
private time together, don't we?
Yeah, but it's not
Hannah,
going to be
Hannah
heavily
let
private.
Red inside her, so he let her into his account.
Because
No.
I have bones to pick, and it's not something for public view.
Well, at least now we know where Red keeps his password.
Yeah, I just looked at the scoreboard. 280 for Anthony Riley, 236 for Tommy
Wait.
Hall. Von Helton,
Is-
71.
All you guys need to know is that apparently Hana was doing a live stream and it actually worked out. So works for me.
Yeah, I watched it for a little while. She was just playing some video games.
I was just very, very concerned about some of the content she was putting out there.
I was watching the porn she was playing. It was awesome.
Yeah, she
No,
was trying
I
to
was
make
more
it look
worried about
bad.
the terrorist jokes.
Oh yeah.
It was bad
Yeah.
taste.
Well, keep in mind.
Plus, the headline was
Yeah.
like, "The globe
Because-
earthers are finally going down."
No, wait,
Red's
hang on.
rhetoric.
Hang on,
Heck,
no,
finally.
hang on, Johnny. I can't nominate Jeranism because he already won. One of the rules
I was gonna
is
say it's
that
Jeranism every year, right?
you can only win the dumb fuck of the year once. Otherwise, the same person is gonna be or will be cycling through the same 3 people to keep winning every fucking year. It'll be boring after a while. So new
Can we
people,
at least honor?
motherfuckers.
Yeah. Can we at
Actually,
least
I have to
honorable
do one more
mention
thing that's like,
Jeranism? I mean, the guy's a moron.
I have to do one more thing that's really off topic, and I was going to make a video about this because there's a guy that's been leaving comments on some of my Anthony videos or about my journalism videos in the last couple of weeks. Stephen Gleave, if you're watching this, I'm getting notifications of your comments on my channels and on my videos, but they are not showing up anywhere, either in my spam, held for review. They're not seen. And you actually had one that I really wanted to comment on, but I can't read the whole comment. I can only see the preview of it.
That means that somebody posted a comment. It shows up in your G Plus feed, but they deleted the comment themselves.
That's
Yeah,
what I think.
I'm curious as to why you're deleting these comments, because the comment that I really want to see the rest of it was, and I'm going to quote him here, and I can only see the preview of it, so I can't see the whole comment. I was there, and this is talking about Journalism's laser test when he actually did it. I was there and have the measurement times as I took them with photos, and there were only 3 boards total. Middle board was at 6:10 p.m. The last board was at 6:52 p.m. We kept testing, and then that's where the preview ends. I really would like to see the rest of that comment because I would really like to address that and actually see the time so we can actually get it modeled out right.
Hey, Red,
Did you say
somebody
there
in
was only
live chat.
3 boards total?
Yes, he did.
Red,
But
somebody in live.
isn't that how many you need?
Hang on, guys. Hang on. What was that, Steve?
Somebody in your live chat had asked, does this stream have a specific purpose or you're just talking? And my question is, when have you ever had a specific purpose on your stream?
The only time that the stream is actually going to have a fucking purpose is if when I can find a flat earther who's actually willing to fucking debate me, then the stream will have a fucking purpose. But unfortunately, a lot of flat earthers have turned into butthurt, cowardice bitches, and they're kind of hard to find now, unless you unless you put on a conference where you can jack off each other's dicks. Fortunately, they're not willing to talk about anything.
I gave up my
Red-
rum and coke night for that reason, because every time
I'm happy to take the 2-dimensional
God.
side if you just want to go at it for a little while.
Absolutely not.
Speaking
Yeah,
of,
I don't really want to do it, but I will.
Yeah, hang on. But before we actually go on any further, I wanted to bring something up. I received a private message from some dude that has a pentagram as an avatar, saying
I
that
got the same thing.
You got the same thing?
Yep.
And apparently he's trying to set up a debate with flat earthers that apparently between the two of them have 100,000 subscribers. I don't know who the fuck he's talking about, but I was like, when are we setting this up? And he never got back to me. So
He is a flat
I'll
earther?
actually share the screen for everybody to see.
Or he's
Because
a globe earther.
well, let me actually.
Or I
change it.
should just say,
I don't
he's
know.
an
I don't
earther.
know what he is, but if he has a pentagram as an avatar, I doubt he's at least a religious flat earther.
No, it could be a
does-
little
Right,
bit.
yeah.
That's a religion.
Does this message seem about like the same thing you got?
Yep, that's the same guy.
Yeah, he wants me and you in a debate with 2 other flat earthers.
Do we know who they are?
He won't say who they are until we accept.
Lucianki.
But and what worries me is they probably have 100,000 subscribers between them. How hard is it to add 2 numbers?
Yeah, they
That's
have
how you
either
get the
100,000 or
angular size.
98,000. Yeah, like
I would be more curious if they're going to be presenting to you a specific model they wanted to debate.
Well, I would love that.
Oh yeah, I would love that.
That would be
yeah.
That would be a
Or-
first, I think.
that would be
when do
orgasmic
any
right
of
there.
them have a specific model though? They never have a specific model.
So Red, what is your view on this? If he can actually set this up, he's already stated that he will not be the moderator because he wants to just set it up, not moderate it. So I don't know who would be the moderator.
I can moderate.
I'll moderate it.
Oh no, I would.
You
actually
know, I'll
probably-
moderate it. That's what I do.
Well, I mean, here's the thing though.
I can be unbiased.
I know how to
I
write English.
do have a few questions, and here's the thing: it actually doesn't matter who the flat earthers are. I'll debate anybody because, in my opinion, they all suffer from the same fucking problems and that none of them have an answer for. My question is, who's going to be moderating? That's my question. That's
They
the only
suffer from
sticking point I
illogic.
have. Because the last thing I want is for the moderator to be on the same scope as, I don't know, Rocket Ronnie, for example, and they'll be like, oh fuck, we're not going to get a fair shake on this.
Put me up for the moderator. Hell, if I could be civil and cordial and all that to Ken Hovind, somebody I obviously
I was just gonna say that you moderated for Kent Hovind. You can handle anything.
So
Yeah.
I think I've proven myself to be unbiased inside of the.
Steve, here's the thing. You will find no argument from me here. The problem is that I want these flat earthers to actually agree to a fair format. That's the sticking point.
Well, I'm new. My picture's a Labrador. I'll do it.
What you do in situations like this, when there's such a dichotomous difference between one end of the spectrum to the other, obviously, is you have two moderators. You have one such as myself that does obviously have a position. You can't get rid of all bias as a moderator. You just have to.
It's really hard.
You need like a timekeeper and a moderator.
It's really hard. But what you do is you have one from that you elect as a moderator and one that they elect as a moderator. I and that other person get together. We come up with times and things of that, and then we moderate together. That way, it's fair. That way, you have a person that you think can be neutral, but obviously has a bias, and they can have a moderator that's neutral that obviously probably have a bias towards the flat Earth.
Wouldn't you do then this? Like, if you do it like that, then you have the moderators create the questions themselves, like in like a presidential debate.
By the way, I withdraw from being a moderator.
One from one side, one from the other, and they each write 3 questions of their own.
Yeah, basically the idea is this, is that I would be more than happy to debate whoever. It doesn't matter. The only thing is that I want to be able to have it in a fair platform where not only would they hold our feet to the fire if we step out of line, I would want the same to be done to them, because fuck being in an unfair fucking bullshit. Yeah, I mean, fuck
as long as you can use foul language.
Fuck.
No, I would have to say, if they're on their channel, if you're on their channel, you do got to make some kind of concessions. If they don't want you to use foul language, and I'm okay with that myself.
Right. But I think it's a good idea. Like I forget who mentioned it, but yeah, having 2 moderators, and maybe the moderators come up with the questions, because most debates you see are, all right, we're going to get 10 minutes for you to do your first point, and then you do your first point, and then we'll debate it back and forth. The moderators should come up with the questions then. Because if you have a moderator from one side, moderator from the other side, each moderator is going to have their own biased questions, and you don't know what's coming then. And you don't have time to prepare. You just kind of have to be prepared when you come in. I think Red could do that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having some moderator questions, but the primary responsibility is for the moderators to make sure that each person in the debate is getting equal time and they're actually on topic.
Yes. So that's one of the things, because one of the things that I want is, and this has happened multiple times when I debate against flat earthers. This is why I refused to go into another show when I did that debate with myself and Marai Ziller. They were allowed to simply ignore my questions, but I wasn't allowed to ignore theirs.
Mm-hmm.
So when I asked them a point blank question, I would want the moderators, both on the flat Earth side of things and on the round Earth side of things, I want them to hold their feet to the fire and say, no, you have to answer that question.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Or just stop from asking their own questions.
Yeah.
See, I think that's what actually turned
that particular debate I watched, and in that debate, they were asking you questions that you had already answered.
Exactly. So
you'd already answered. Like, but
you on my channel,
I don't understand how you could have answered this question, because I'm going to ask this question in a different way, and expect a different answer out of you, even though it's the same fucking question.
When are you going to get back to him?
I think that's why Jaron actually ran from the debate with you on my channel, is because I was going to hold people's feet to the fire if somebody, because that was actually one of my rules. If it's asked, it must be answered.
Exactly.
Hey, look at
the thing is that. Oh wait, go ahead, Steve.
I'll just say real quick. I was reading that when you had it on the screen. It actually says get a hold of him on Twitter. Why don't you do this, Sean? Why don't you? And because I know Reds obviously has a really fucked up schedule right now. Why don't you start a Twitter group?
I don't have Twitter.
With my what?
I don't use Twitter.
This is 2017, brother.
Dude, it took me. I don't even use Facebook.
All right, I tell you what. Do you got
anything
Steam? Do you have Steam?
I do, but I haven't logged into it in
You're
like
not cool.
a year.
You're not cool. You're not cool. You're not cool. No.
I
All right,
have
no,
a
so,
Twitter.
well-
I'll fucking do it.
Hey, Red, you also have a Steam.
If the Steam exists, I don't know about it. So
Yeah, I don't think
I
you
have
Hannah-
a
Hannah probably
idea
knows
that
it.
Red is now a certified gamer.
How to create you a Steam account?
right. Anyway, so with this guy, so I replied back to him if he can get if first of all if he can get to me on YouTube, he can reply on YouTube. So this is a message to you, good sir, whoever the fuck you are. That message to both of us. Yes, I accept the debate. I don't care who the fuck it is because I'll debate anybody. But the problem is that I need to know who the moderator is going to be beforehand. I don't need to know who I'm debating beforehand. I really don't give a fuck. But the thing is that I need to know who the moderator is going to be, and I need to know the format. That's all I need to know. And I think, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong here, I think that's fair.
No, I'm down with that.
I see the only problem really being is scheduling.
Yeah.
Because me and you have really back to or opposite schedules. I mean, we constantly miss each other's hangouts because of that.
Here's the thing. I have this thing at my job called occurrences, and I have plenty I can spend. So I could call in sick. In fact, I think I might do that. Yeah,
You do kind of sound like shit.
exactly.
No, why don't you do that? Yeah, set that up. I think that's a good idea. I'll be happy to, and I'm sure that they'll find a moderator. And we'll come up with times, and especially format. And it would be where I don't want to see you guys having the whole load about them just asking you to prove the Earth model, the globe Earth model, right? I mean, that's just bullshit.
Yeah,
Yes,
that would be
they need to
the
bring it to
aim
the table.
on their side.
Well, it needs to be in any kind of. This has been discussed before. You need to have two sides present a positive case, so either side needs to present evidence. Having one side being able to just sit on their ass and go like, "I don't believe you,"
Right.
doesn't actually solve anything.
I completely agree.
Exactly.
That's actually another reason why Jeranism ran away from the debate. It's because of how it had it titled. The way I had it titled was flat Earth or round Earth. Which model best comports with reality?
And then you know what's oh sorry.
Yeah, and then what did Jism do right after that? After I met his challenge to replicate the SpaceX deployment of the OG2 satellites, you know, with the moon moving in the background the way it did, because he doesn't understand that, you know, gyros and RCS is actually a thing. Fucking dipshit. He decided.
You did.
Housewife.
Actually, yes. It was all me. Housewife had no hand in it whatsoever. So with that, yeah, that means that he decided to add another stipulation, which was I had to show my face because reasons. Because apparently my face will make him finally understand how gravity works.
You know, it is oddly enough that might actually be the case.
Why not? D Marble's face proves sunspots or hot spots.
Yeah, he's got the sun over his head all the time.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Dress, how's it going?
Not too bad. I heard my favourite person mentioned, so I thought I should at least step in because that was a class video you did.
Oh, thank you.
And I think it's all down to you, Red. Nothing to do with anybody else.
Thank you very much. You know,
So I really shouldn't upset someone that can actually get to me within about 4 hours of travel.
well, here's the thing. We all have to remember that in the end, Housewife can go fuck himself. I think that's what we all need to.
Well,
I think
I'm the only one willing to do it, so.
I thought that was just a given, yeah.
You know, it was funny because it would be like you know, at his time it's the middle of the night and it's like dude, what the fuck, man? It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I go, well, it's sunny here, so get the fuck up. We got a dumb fuck to debunk on the internet. And then he's like, oh god.
Eastern Standard, baby.
And then,
The sad thing is he's not even joking.
It's like not even 8 p.m. for Housewife right now.
Not now. We aren't talking about now. We're talking about when they actually made videos together.
The
Yeah.
real time of day is 1:46 p.m. Period.
I basically, Housewife is just a giant teddy bear that I boss around.
Well, speaking of times, while we're all here, everybody needs to go out just after sunset and submit a moon video to my moon experiment.
Too late.
I've been
Sun is
looking
already
into
set.
doing it, but it's always goddamn fucking cloudy and snowy and raining right now.
What-
So
You live in Norway, of course it is.
What-
you don't
what's
even
the-
know what the sun looks like.
Hang on. I actually want to know more of this. Okay,
Yeah, me
Sly,
too.
explain what you want me to do.
I want you to go out when the moon rises and take a video, just a short video clip, doesn't need to be anything special, of the moon over the horizon, and then zoom in on the moon so we can see its features. That's all I need.
Can I use pre-existing videos because it is like extremely
Nope.
cloudy yesterday and today?
Yeah, the moon rose an hour ago here.
Unfortunately not.
Okay.
But you got till Friday, so
Oh, it's sometime this week.
yeah, sometime this week.
Cool.
And everybody just submit it to my channel.
what's
Just
the
give me a
purpose?
link to it.
What's the purpose?
Purpose is I'm doing another group
gonna dox
experiment,
everyone.
and what do you call it? Just to piss off flat earthers, I guess.
Because I was looking right now. It's waning gibbous from here in the next couple of days.
Doesn't matter
Okay.
as long as you can see the features on the moon. Doesn't matter. We can compensate for that.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, Sly.
It doesn't matter how much the moon has gone transparent already.
I do have one
the moon
question
creates its own light. I forgot. Yeah.
What you got, Sean?
because I'm trying to figure out what the experiment's for. Are you going to be asking for the latitudes at all?
Nope. I just need
No.
to know what the nearest city to you is. Latitude at this point is not going to be monumental, and neither are azimuths.
Are you going to demonstrate that the moon produces its own lesser light?
Nope.
Okay.
I know what you
No,
do.
this is actually a
This is
very
simple.
simple experiment.
It's very
This is not-
simple.
This is not going to go into super wild depth like we did with the Eratosthenes thing.
Let me guess.
No,
It's going
this-
to have to do with the orientation.
Don't guess.
That's what I was actually getting at, but since he actually answered
Yeah.
it with
I know where
I-
I know where he's going with this. So
Okay.
It's a very simple thing, and there is a humongous difference between the groupings of observations from a flat Earth versus the globe Earth. Period.
Right.
Also, I will try to get you a picture of the moon tonight.
Oh, and by the way, your next rocket launch is on me too. Remember that. I've only been waiting a year.
Maybe.
Red.
Well, keep in mind that the most important rocket launch. Okay, here's the thing. The most important rocket launch I think I've ever filmed was Sean Hufford's, because that was the first ever landing.
ha ha ha.
Microblog can take the title of the first ever rocket launch I ever filmed with the Nikon P900.
Housewife still has prettiest launch.
Housewife still has the
Yeah.
prettiest launch.
So if this one's coming up as the heavy, then mine will be the heaviest launch.
Yes, and also,
See that?
if I
With a car.
hang on, there's a story that Housewife needs to expand upon. Remember when I called you after that launch on Skype? But can you please explain my reaction?
I have no recollection of such an event.
Are you sure it wasn't like me telling you to go fuck yourself like a million times over?
I have no recollection of such an event.
You don't remember me
Plead
calling
the
you,
fifth. Plead the
and-
fifth.
spending like 10 whole minutes just cussing you out?
I
That's just normal conversation for you.
yeah, that's like every other day.
Well, okay, so the main difference was that normally he takes a breath and let some people get at least a single word in edgewise every now and then. In this case, it was literally 15 minutes of him not breathing, shouting, yelling, and essentially orgasming over and over and over again while telling me to essentially go and fornicate with the devil in the most obscene ways possible.
It's kind of like G-Man with swearing.
It'd be like,
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
Red, what was your most controversial launch? Was it Fiona's launch?
No, the most controversial one was a Desert Files launch because that totally made Crow 777 go fuck himself.
Oh, I was trying, dude. I almost got a hold of Desifile the other day. He mentioned something on a video, and I'm trying to get him now.
Yeah,
He's back around.
He has yet to acknowledge acknowledge that video's existence, by the way. Thanks, Desert File. A thank you would be nice.
He's such a recluse.
Damn it. I dedicate a fucking landing launch to him, and motherfucker.
I'll try to get him. Don't worry.
Look, it landed due to gravity.
Gravity.
You're supposed to thank me.
He lives in the middle of nowhere.
denser.
He gets into town like 2 times a year.
Okay, hang on 1 second. I need to, Ranty, are you a flat earther or something? Because
Yes, he's
goddamn.
one of
He's a
Riley's
flat
flat.
earther.
Who's the flat earther in this room?
He's
the
Riley's
wear a funny
sidekick.
hat.
Where's the
Okay.
flat earther?
Okay, so I'll go ahead and make the same invite that I make to all flat earthers. Ranty, if I give you the link to this hangout, will you actually show up?
He won't. I've already invited him to a hangout on my channel.
Oh,
He says all we do is talk shit about him.
Who?
Well,
Oh,
Randy?
he's the limey. You're the limey flat earther with the nose.
Yeah, come on in. We'll talk about that crane, man.
Trust me, you won't be the only limey in here, and we can tell all those traitorous colonialists where they should go.
I don't understand this fear that these flat earthers have. If they have something that's worthy of discussion, they have a model that they can shove in the round baller's face and go, "Oh, look, here's a flat Earth model that shows everything that we look at. We can see something and go to this model and explain it." They should be happy as hell to come on here and do that.
Plus, as a limey, England's empire dominated the naval warfare field for a century. And they didn't do it by believing the world was flat. They adopted the globe Earth model and they destroyed every other navy.
They even
Because-
put the primary line going right down the middle of their central city.
Somebody's ringing on my door. Give me a second.
Sounds
Actually,
good.
there's a more important thing. The
I'll
central
give you
line
2
goes
seconds,
through.
buddy. I'll give you 3 seconds.
Wait. The central line goes through Greenwich Observatory, which is right next door to Greenwich Naval College.
See how that works?
Hey, Red. Hey, Red.
Yeah, what?
Sly can appreciate this. Do you want to be jealous for a little bit?
Oh, are you gonna show me the fucking drone that I want so bad?
No, just footage
Airplane.
from it.
Airplane.
Fuck you, okay? Do you know how much I've wanted a drone?
Well, I got to show this to you though because it is Flat Earth butthurt.
God damn it, I fucking hate
Oh, I
you
got some
sometimes.
too.
And by the way, the FAA recorded name for my drone is Flat Earth Butthurt 1. That is the drone's recognized FAA name.
Nice.
Can hey
I
Sean,
love you.
send me a fucking PayPal link or something. I'm gonna send you a few bucks for that.
Oh
But-
my god.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
FEBH1, I like it.
But as you can
That's
see,
awesome.
I'm actually filming at 400 feet at dawn. The sun is cresting the horizon,
Looks pretty.
and here's the hospital just about a mile and a half away.
It's in
But
darkness.
it has oxygen tanks that are constantly bleeding off, and it's creating a plume of smoke right in here. Right now, it's still in complete darkness, so you can't see the plume of smoke or the plume of steam or oxygen, I should say. But the sun is up.
It's water
It's-
condensation.
Hang
From
on,
the
Not
hang on,
actually letting
But
Hang
from
on,
the drone's perspective, the sun.
hang on. I'm trying to present you to everyone, but it's not giving me the option. Bear with me for a quick moment. Okay, is it working now?
Yeah.
But this plume of steam or condensation is right here. It's completely dark, but the drone has direct line of sight to the sun. But if I play this, and this is really, really cool, if you look farther ahead, which is about 2.5, 3 miles away, you're already seeing other steam plumes that are lit up. Watch what happens right here. It's starting to come into sunlight. And it goes from the top down.
That is pretty fucking badass.
Yeah. Flat Earth can suck a big one.
Wait.
It's-
My turn. My turn.
But that's all because of perspective, though.
Okay, now you ready?
Okay, hang on. Let me stop presenting, Sean. All right, Sly, you got the floor.
Everybody
All
All right,
loves
I'm
a
ready
hot
now. Yeah,
spot.
Sean, go ahead.
Everybody loves a hot spot.
I'm just kidding. Okay.
Everybody loves a hot spot.
All right, I'm back.
Is it Hanukkah yet?
This is a hot spot over Western Frankfurt, Germany.
Mm-hmm.
See how that works? Over Western Frankfurt,
that's
Germany.
easy.
Somebody show me a sun's path that somehow goes at any time over any part of Germany. anywhere.
Not so
I just
much.
don't get it. Wait, a hotspot over Germany?
Yeah.
And by the way, Reds, these drones are fucking awesome. Thank you, Wolfie.
Thanks, Wolvie.
Dude,
Fuck.
the sun is
I
always
thought we were
south.
friends, man. I thought we were friends.
What's it like
Isn't
to
the
walk?
sun
Remember
almost
that
always
time
south
that
of Germany?
I was going to say you are friends, Red. He's just got better friends.
Wait a minute. Side Strike. Side Strike says, at Red's Rhetoric, maybe lay claim to Sean's ex-birthday drone. You know what? I'll take what I can get. Send that shit to me.
Yeah.
So
Friends wouldn't be friends if they didn't rub shit in like this.
so
Yes.
I'm not gay, but a drone is a drone, right? So hit me up.
Damn it. Fucking want a drone.
Now, Sly, what kind of drone restrictions do you have over there in Germany? Because it's pretty strict over here in America now.
Well, Germany's trying to up the ante on that whole thing and trying to make it so you also have to register drones and all this other stuff. People have privacy issues, that's all. But all the other AMA style rules are basically the same thing over here under a different, obviously a different organization, and about flying around airports and all that other shit.
Well,
And-
I've actually been studying up on the whole thing, and there's actually some rules that the FAA doesn't want people to know.
Well, there's those, but you know what they basically want you to do is the first line of rules that you're supposed to follow are under the American Modelers Association, and about flying remote-controlled aircraft, period, around certain areas and at certain heights. Drones have only added to that because of the fact of their versatility and obviously now their better camera capabilities and stuff like that.
Yeah, but the big rule that the FAA doesn't want people to know is, yes, there is a 400-foot ceiling with a drone. However, if you're within a 400-foot radius of a tall structure, that ceiling goes up 400 feet taller than the structure, as long as you're within 400 feet horizontally of the structure. So you can actually get, say you find yourself a nice 1,000-foot steam tower.
Yep.
Sears Tower, here we come.
You can actually, because the FAA actually accepts that people want to take pictures of skyscrapers with drones.
Yep.
So this is a supplement to the rule of 400 feet. You're allowed to go 400 feet higher than the highest standing structure as long as you're within 400 feet of the structure.
I'm guessing that's because they have a fly zone safety limit about how high you're allowed to fly above a structure,
Which is
and the
400
drones
feet.
would fall within,
Right.
which makes sense. They've just introduced a new law, or they're just about to introduce a new law in the UK, which means you've got to basically license any drone that weighs more than 250 grams.
Oh, you're talking about drones. I was like, yeah, there's no way that's capable for any aircraft that travels faster than, a drone.
Yeah,
guys, I
over
have
here,
to
over
interrupt
here
you.
I would basically have to get like not a driver's license, but like you would have to drive a license and take courses to be allowed to fly bigger drones. I can't remember.
Yeah,
what
like
it
a
is.
pilot, like a drone pilot's license or whatever.
Basically,
they call
yeah.
it.
Oh, I have to
It's an EU directive, so it's all of us, and it's all 250 grams.
I have something to address in chat.
Dude, limeys are the coolest. By the way, you guys are the coolest. Flat Earth is stupid, though. But limeys are cool.
I have to interrupt you quickly. So some neighbors just informed me that apparently there's a fire in the wiring system of the building, so I'm getting evacuated.
Oh, have fun.
Yeah,
shit,
thanks.
get out.
Yeah, feel
Yeah.
faster.
Don't even tell us. Just go. Just go. Run.
Yeah, don't wait.
Yeah.
Don't
That's
wait.
not a problem. I can get out of here. That's not the
Okay.
problem. So until this is done, see you later.
All right, bye-bye.
Flat Earth is
And
stupid, but don't
also,
burn to death.
Everyone shut up. Everyone shut up. Everyone shut up. Sean, go ahead.
Ranty in the chat, you gave him the invite to come in. He says, I'm sorry, people. You're new to me. No, you're not, Ranty. We know who you are. I'm new to you. No, you know who we are. But this is my position. We know your position. Through experience, I won't engage in back and forth with ballers in chat. You do that remarkably well for somebody who doesn't want to engage in it. It's not that I'm ignorant. Yes, you are. I just prefer to avoid trolls. Let's give your definition
By
of
trolling.
trolls.
Yeah, by troll.
Let's give your definition of trolls. Anybody who doesn't have Skype
Yep.
is a troll to you. You've outright said that.
Yep.
Anyone who doesn't have
Can't
Steam,
smoke either.
You
Can't
can't
smoke
go
it.
outside.
Oh, fuck, I'm a
otherwise
troll.
You're a troll.
Mm-hmm.
Ranty, you are like the king of trolls, calling everybody else trolls.
Well, I wouldn't call him king of trolls. I got some
Well,
better
I
ones
don't think
than
they
that.
know what that word means. I mean, here you have established channels. Red Rhetoric has an established channel. I have an established channel, and then we have a lot of people that have other channels as well. John, you have a great channel. Micro, you have a great channel. Nothing about any of us do anything with troll. None of us troll anything. We have legitimate content, and yet he's actually saying that we're somehow trolling by pointing out.
I make this okay. Here's the thing. I always do this with very timid flat earthers because let's face it, most of them are. So here's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I will go ahead and invite Ranty in to have a one-on-one, and that way he's not going to get steamrolled. If he is no concerned with having it on my channel, I'm sure Steve McRae will be more than happy to open up a hangout right now and moderate like a motherfucker and show you just how good of a moderator he is.
And I'm harder on people that I actually agree with than I am the other people.
I think Red can attest that I am as well. Sorry,
yes.
But Red can attest that I am as well, because when he had the debate with Zedison.com, Jeff Grupp, I came down harder on Red than I even came anywhere near coming down on Jeff. You know, Red got out of line a couple times. I was really, really quick and harsh to jump on him.
Okay, so he says, I'll be happy to 1v1 Reds. Okay, good. Then here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you the link. As soon as you get the link, please get into the Hangout. And then from there, we will discuss. And I'll hide or boot all these people that are currently in my Hangout right now.
Hey, Red, are you going to post this on your channel?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I got to go eat dinner.
Okay, sounds good.
Later.
Later.
Bye. Oh yeah. Go fuck yourself, Red.
Thank you. Okay, so let's see.
No, that's Halsoy.
Aww.
No.
He's
Okay,
the
so
only one to do it, so there's no point in asking anyone but him to do it.
okay, hang on. Ranty, I sent you the link in your YouTube messages.
I can do it Friday, man. I'm busy tonight, my man. Not backing out.
Ranty, very, very quickly, that means it would have gone into your G Plus or whatever email you've got connected to YouTube.
Yeah, he's too busy to join tonight, but he's more than available to spread his shit in chat.
Well, that's the funny thing about it, because I mean, you obviously have the time now, so why not get the fuck in here? I have 15 minutes. Well, then spend the 15 minutes and get your ass in here.
Okay, I'll mute now, Randy. Go ahead, come on in.
Come on in. We'll give you 15 minutes.
Randy.
You know, better yet, I'll do this. You won't even have to debate anybody. Just for 15 minutes, I want you to just fly off the fucking handle and tell us what you believe and how you know it's true.
Red, I'm going to take notes while he's doing it, though.
That's perfectly fine.
All right, when he's done doing the thing for 15 minutes, I'm going to come at him hard.
Sounds kinky.
I don't think you want to tell
I was in
another
advanced English, okay? I was in advanced English, and so I'm going to just take notes.
Yeah, but G, you never ever want to tell another man you're going to come in them hard.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Well, I don't actually think it really depends on the venue you're actually playing.
Yeah.
I always want to tell other men I'm going to come in them hard.
I think you meant come at him hard.
Even that.
It
facials are much more satisfying anyway.
Dandiest of Freudian slips. That's just the dandiest of Freudian slips right there.
John, come at you. It's just that's called a cum shot.
Just fruitful. Huh?
All right,
Coming at someone is
So
just called a cum shot.
Hang on.
GR out. GR out. I'm going to listen. I'm going to take notes. But then I'm coming in him hard.
All right, fine. Also, I just want to say, Ranty, you've been sent the link, so let's hurry up. I mean, you said you only have 15 minutes, so come on in, rant for 15 minutes, and let's go ahead and see what you have.
Yeah,
we can do a good 2-hour one-on-one on Friday or Saturday. I prefer that if it's 15 minutes is no time at all. Well, that's because we're not doing a debate right now. I just want you to come on in and tell us what you know and how you know it's true. That's all I want you to do.
15 minutes isn't no time at all. It's 15 minutes.
Now I got a cross pen in my hands. It's got like a full ink cartridge. I'm gonna put it back in.
I am literally giving you the red carpet to shit all over my channel, and you're not taking me up on it. What the fuck?
Well, I'm going to
I
address
can
his
explain
honesty.
in 15 minutes easily why I
And
believe the Earth is.
I'm gonna take that shit and wrap it up in cellophane and put it in the freezer until it gets hard.
Well,
And then
if
I'm
I
gonna
can
put it.
address his honesty, because he's definitely not an honest person. When I actually mistakenly said that Anthony was deleting my comments, and I actually ended up making a public apology video, Ranty told Anthony Riley that I didn't put up an apology. I just mirrored his video calling me out, which there was no showing of anyone else's video in my apology video because it was a live hangout. And Ranty has never retracted that.
Ranty, here's my question. If the Earth is round, where's the fucking curvature? Where is it?
And I think the other thing you forgot, Sean, is you've got to remember that, you know, there is our truth, their truth, and the truth.
Well,
So
the
where's
truth
the
has been documented.
I'm just okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Ranty. I'm not going to be free on Friday and Saturday, so come on in now, shit on my channel for 15 minutes, and then we'll discuss what you just said or whatever after the fact. I'm giving you 15 fucking minutes, basically uninterrupted.
Well, actually, it's more like 12 now because you said that 3
He
minutes.
hasn't started. Yeah, we got to give him the full 15,
Yeah, but you only had
right?
15 minutes to begin with, then. So
How am I supposed to get it up before I put it back in it? I can't get it up in
This is
12
what
minutes.
I always do. I always roll out the red carpet for flat earthers, and for some fucking reason, they never want to come on in. Go figure.
Red,
yeah, I had the
it's
same
not
problem with
some
younger.
fucking reason. It's the exact reason that it always is. They have no idea what to say to you because it doesn't make any freaking sense.
Do you know to date how many younger PhDs that I've reached out to that will not go on air? Dozens. They just
But
certain people won't. Well, they will not. When they know they're so full of shit, they just want
There
to.
he is.
Okay, here we go. Mute. Nobody mute.
Yo,
all right, yeah, I'm muting it up, but I'm coming at you. I'm gonna put it right in you,
Oh, for fuck's sake,
Ranty.
shut up. Shut up.
you're
Shut
gonna put it
up.
right in me. Okay.
We're not gonna do this. Okay, everyone fucking mute, and if you interrupt them, I'm booting your ass. No joke. Go ahead, Ranty. Tell us
Well,
what
I
you
have
what
like
you know.
I have like 10 minutes. So, what do you want to know?
What you believe and how you know it's true. Go ahead.
Well, how do I know it's true? My own experiments show that it's flat.
Explain.
Explain. I drove to Barrow and I saw the mirror ball from 19 miles away, put my camera at 2 feet above the ocean, and the mirror ball at that particular time was just 26 feet above the ocean. And this was at around about 12:30 in the morning. Well, 00:30. That's just one. That's just one experiment. There's been dozens of experiments that have showed the same.
Anything else?
What do you mean?
What other observations have you done to confirm that the Earth is flat?
Oh, crikey. I went to Loch Earn Head a month ago. It's a 6-mile loch in Scotland. I put a light on the embankment at one side and I went to the complete other side and I filmed the light from like 1 foot above the lake. It was a bit choppy as well, a bit windy, but I still saw it.
Okay, same type of observations as the last one. Anything else?
I've never seen curved water. I asked Mick West, well, Mick West challenged me to go to the top of Blackpool Tower and take an image of the ocean from the top of Blackpool Tower and we would see the curve. So I went to the top of Blackpool Tower, took an image and I measured it. I put a video out and showed that there was not an ounce of curve over, I believe it was 26 miles. That's how much I'd determined using Google Earth and triangulating things with the I think it was North Pier that I used it from. I triangulated through North Pier, so I was able to determine the distance to, you know, the horizon, how far I was actually, how much land, or sorry, sea I was actually looking at. And yeah, it was 26 miles. There wasn't an ounce of drop.
Okay.
We don't perceive drop. We don't perceive drop. Our eyes don't lie. We don't feel the motion of the Earth. You know, we're not glued. Gravity says that we are stuck to the Earth. We are pulled down by gravity. Gravity holds us to the Earth. If there was no gravity, we would float off. Well, are you saying that butterflies are stronger than gravity? Because if it can hold me down, surely it should pull anything down that's lighter than me as well. Why can butterflies hold themselves up?
Cool. Now, anything else?
Well, this is my experience. This is what I'm getting to. I mean, how much? I mean, I know you're going to go on about the stars. You're going to go on about the moon phases, the sun phases, but realistically, you're looking up. You're not looking down.
Okay. Well,
You know, you don't need to look up to know what's at your feet. You don't need to look up to know how flat it is. You don't need to stand next to an ocean and see a boat that is 10 miles away. When you are filming literally in the ocean, you're literally in the ocean and you're filming a boat and you're seeing everything on that boat from 10 miles away.
Okay.
There is no, that is impossible on your map.
Okay. Well, we're not talking about what I believe. We're talking about what you believe. So
yeah.
Is
So
there anything else that you did?
Well, we are told, you know, we are told from birth that we live on a spinning ball, and you know it took me obviously a while. It was the last thing I wanted to look into, flat Earth. Whenever I was looking at conspiracy theories, it was the last thing I kept seeing them pop up in my feed, and I kept refusing to look at it because I thought it was absurd, and it seems absurd until you actually look into it and you do your own experiments.
Okay. Yeah. And what I hear you've taken cameras to lakes and whatever and looked out. What else have you done?
Well, I'm no physicist, that's for sure. But you know, I mean, that's my experience. I've only been in the flat Earth movement now for probably 8 months or so. I bought my P900 within 2 weeks of hearing about flat Earth. I decided I needed to get a camera to go and check this for myself. I bought a P900. Went straight out, started videoing, started putting things together. I'd had a channel up for 4 years already, so I'd already had like 150 videos up or so of other content, other conspiracies and stuff.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let me just ask you a quick question. Obviously, you're not available right now for whatever reason, and I really don't care what the reason is. But the thing is that I know you'll be available later on tonight. And now here's the thing: I'm off today and tomorrow. And
I'm actually working. So no, I'm actually working tonight. That's
okay. Well, how about this? Whether it's today or tomorrow, is there a time frame between today and tomorrow where you will be available for a one-on-one? You know, just like let's say an hour of your time. Could you dedicate an hour of your time over the next 2 days? You know, like let's say right before you go to bed or right after you wake up or whatever, where we can actually discuss some of your pieces of evidence, and then I can show you what I filmed with my P900.
Okay. Probably. I would say about 16 hours from now would be ideal. You know,
16 hours from now. Okay.
Yeah. What time are we looking at now? So, yeah, it's like So, yeah, about 16 hours.
So,
let's say. Well, anywhere between say 10:30 and 12:30 tomorrow morning for me. I don't know what time it is for you.
It's 12:15 or 2:15 right now.
Okay, so it's 7:15 p.m. here, so I'm 5 hours in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be, oh, mind you, that's bloody early for you, isn't it?
I really don't care. Here's the thing.
Okay, how about if I said midday tomorrow for me, then that would make it 7 p.m. for you.
Here's the thing.
Sorry, 7 a.m. for you.
No. Let me get this out. I don't care what time it is. I will work on your schedule. So I don't care if it's the ass crack of dawn. I don't care if it's in the middle of the night. You tell me when to be available, and I will be available.
Okay. Yeah. I'll do a one-on-one with you for a couple of hours tomorrow.
Sounds good to me.
So what's the plan? Are we going to debate our P900 evidence? Is that the entirety of this hangout? Is this what we're going to do?
The entirety of the hangout, in my opinion, will be to discuss evidence and the supposed experience. And I also want to go over, you know, how I was able to determine that it was a globe, and at the same time, I want you to go over exactly how you were able to determine that it's flat.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
And yes, we can. And there's no point in comparing camera sizes because they're the same, so no compensation on each side. And we can go over the evidence. I'll show you pictures from my end. You show me pictures from your end. We'll go over it, and we'll see which one holds more sway. Sound like a plan?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I've got tons of stuff. Yeah, so it should be good. It should be a good hangout. Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
Good. Now, so tell me what you want to be when you want me to be available. Do you want me to be available at 6 o'clock in the morning, my time, which would be Eastern?
No. You have a bit of a lie-in. You know, that'll be midday for me. Will be 7 a.m. for you.
Okay. So I will go ahead and set this up like this then. I will set this up for 7 o'clock in the morning, my time, and I will send you the link right at 7 o'clock on the dot, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, if you want to, I'll check in with, to see whether you've got your stream ready to go, and then you can send me a link, and maybe, we'll work it from there anyway.
All right, sounds like a plan. So before you actually head off, is there any other piece of evidence that you want to present, or is that pretty much everything?
No, I have other stuff as well. I mean, there's stuff that I haven't published yet, but I mean, that's what you might see tomorrow.
Okay, sounds like a plan then. So if you have to leave, then okay. But I'm gonna start opening up the floor now.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
I just want to say thank you for coming in.
Yeah. No worries. I'm not hiding. I'm just when I said before about the chat, it was just basically in the chat. I'm not. I get trolled a lot. So it's like I can't say hello in anywhere without 10 people messaging me and calling me this, that, and the other. I have stalkers that harass me. So it's kind of like my way of the past 10 days, I've just ignored everything in chat. So, if people have been trying to ask me a question, I'm not being ignorant. It's just that I just don't want to go down that line. I'd rather get back to just publishing videos and perhaps doing hangouts and stuff like this.
Now,
Approximately
Ranty,
what time tomorrow is this?
7 a.m.
Eastern.
Western, so 5 yours, 4
Eastern
yours.
time?
Yeah,
It'd be
7
4 a.m.
7 a.m.
4 a.m.
Eastern.
Eastern.
So I gotta get up at 4 a.m. to watch this. Damn well I'm going to.
No,
Now, Ranty,
I would say
Hey, listen.
important question for you.
Wait a
So,
minute.
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
Guys. Can I just say I can make it later if you like.
I don't care.
We can make it like 4 p.m. for me, which is like what?
1
It would be
p.m.,
11.
yeah,
It would be
1
11 p.m. for you.
or
So
is it-
11 a.m. for you. Sorry.
No, don't make any concessions for. I don't care. I will listen to it regardless what time. It's whatever's convenient for you,
It's
man.
recorded, guys. You can watch it whenever you want. Sure, you may not have to join the live feed, but holy shit,
But-
it's gonna be recorded.
Fapping live, it's so much better.
I know fapping live is so much better, but you have got to find a way to solve that problem on your own.
Okay. Well, I'll change it
I mean,
now.
a fap here and a
I'll
fap there. You know?
4 p.m. my
Just in
time. 4 p.m. my time. 11 a.m. your
Randy,
time.
Can I say
we'll
2
agree
things?
to this.
Keep it quick.
Well, hang on. That's
Randy.
okay. So that's 11. Okay, that's 11 Eastern time.
Yeah,
No,
11,
it'll-
11 Eastern time for you, and that will be 4
I'm
4
Pacific
p.m. my
time.
time too.
Yeah, that'll be 4 o'clock.
I'll go
That's
ahead and
8 a.m. your time,
this.
Steve.
Hang on, everyone, shut up for a second. I actually need to know when I need to wake up. So here's what I'm gonna do. Are you more comfortable, Ranty, with 7 o'clock my time or 11 o'clock my time?
I think 11 to be fair, because also it gives you time to wake up and prepare your stuff, so
Right.
it's all good.
That's
Whichever.
8,
It's good for me
p.m.
too.
for Pacific time.
Okay, so
8
here's
a.m. 8 a.m. Pacific time.
hang on.
It's 5:11:8. Yeah,
I am going
5:11:8.
to chisel it in stone right now. So tomorrow at 11 o'clock Eastern, that's when we will have this hangout.
And by the way, Branty, if you want, I'll be available. If it's obviously between you guys, but if you think that for some reason you need some moderation or it's going sideways, I'll be available to kind of redirect it. Because I'll be fair to both of you.
That's a nice offer, and to be fair, and yeah, I wouldn't mind having some kind of moderator in there. However, I do feel that how it's gone already in the first time that I've been on this channel, it seems to be all right. I can say something and, I'm not being jumped all over.
Red's a good guy. Red really listens, and he argues back at the point.
It'll be up to Reds, but I'll be available at that time if you need me. Because I just think if you have a moderator, kind of goes smoother.
Yeah. He does use a lot of foul language, so be ready for that. But he argues at the point. He doesn't argue at you for the type of human being you are. He argues to the point.
Here's the thing. I will only use the words ass, damn, hell, and bitch, but I will never use the word shit, fuck, goddamn, Jesus Christ, faggot, or any other sexual or racial slurs.
How about titty
And you are a
faggot,
shit talking fucking liar.
Hang on.
Yeah, like-
Hey, hang on, listen. That also means that there's
Crap.
going to be less penis references.
You
Aw,
do realize,
shit.
Reg,
Watch your
you do,
fucking mouth.
Reg, you do realize
Hey,
it's like
no,
80%.
for real though, I want to say something
God
to
damn
Ranty.
it.
Like,
Reg, you
I
do
was
realize-
making jokes about Ranty.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Jesus Christ. Reg, you do realize that's 80% of your vocabulary, right?
I
So
know,
you limited yourself to no end.
I don't mind.
No, it's to a very particular end.
So it's all good.
So you're Northwest, aren't you?
I'm Northwest, and I can swear with the best of them. Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. I'm originally from up near Wick, so.
Okay,
Wait, is
and
it-
for those of you who are really want this to kind of like stick, I will do my best to go to the pod center and get my fucking mic.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now,
Fuck off! I'm moving. Okay, goddamn.
Can I do what? Yeah, I just was gonna say what I was gonna say now. Everyone done?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to talk to Ranty. I mean, I thought it was gonna be a lot worse. You know, these flat Earth guys, they get crazy, right? But you know, I was over here ready to you know, what did I say? Put it back in him. But I don't want to put it back in you, Ranty. You're a pretty good guy. You're pretty solid.
God, that's
You know,
What you're
so
saying
am
is
I.
you're pulling out?
Are you?
Huh?
That's okay. Listen.
Yeah, I'm pulling
this-
out. Yes, I'm pulling out. Exactly.
Do we need to make this hangout even more gay than it already is?
Yes.
What
Please
is
No, I
do
gotta
that.
warn you though, Ranty. I gotta warn you. You're in for a serious challenge. I mean, Red. He's got. If I were you, I'd go online tonight on some and do some YouTube research on Red's videos. I mean, he's got some pretty convincing stuff.
Ranty,
No,
do we
yeah,
gotta
You know, I mean, I'm not expecting to come in and win the debate. That's the thing. You know, I'm coming in there
It's
to
not about
present
winning or
what I
losing,
know.
right?
I'm not here to try
hours
and
at this point.
I'm not here and trying to take on somebody that clearly knows an awful lot more about their subject than I do about mine.
I got one
But I'm
question
here
for
to
you,
present
Ranty.
what I know.
Yeah, I don't know if it's what he knows. I think it's basically Red's got a lot of
See,
options.
someone's trying to get a word in. Can you let him?
Yeah, good luck, Sean.
Yeah, gee, hush. One question for you, Ranty. Have you ever seen Red's videos? Because I know that you've talked a lot of shit about him with talking with Anthony.
I haven't actually. I don't believe I've ever seen a video of Red. Maybe one a few months ago, perhaps, or two, but
Get
nothing.
yourself
You know.
online.
My God, G, do you never not interrupt anybody?
I'm telling you, learn a little bit of etiquette, man. Gee, you interrupted so many people so many times. Let a person finish their statement.
I've seen so many videos, to be fair, and I haven't a clue. I wouldn't be able to remember Red's videos because, to be fair, I do remember seeing maybe one or two months and months ago, but it certainly doesn't register what they were about now. Could be anything.
I have a slight question, if I may. It actually tickles my cackles whenever I get told that someone was talking shit about me. Can I just ask what you were talking shit about me about?
It was mostly Anthony talking back and forth about, you know, the first couple hangouts that you had with Anthony Riley.
Oh, okay. So nothing interesting.
But ever since then, you've been just a troll cock and stuff like that. Just name calling mainly.
I see. Okay.
So basically, he has been like everybody else who doesn't watch your stuff.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I will. I'm sure. I'm sure when I finish work, I will be looking through the videos to try and find out what I'm looking
Highly
at.
recommended.
I watch every one of Red's videos, just FYI. I do. So
Okay, if there's more than like 10, I'm screwed basically.
You're so
Oh,
screwed.
yeah, and I haven't watched them all.
There's hours and hours and hours. Mostly because the stuff. So sorry, mostly because the stuff that he's been responding to.
Well,
are
actually,
videos about
I'm going to
people
try to
that-
help Ranty out here, Houseway. So I'm sorry for interrupting. There's one video that you really should watch, and because I don't think you have many debates left on your channel, Red. I think you still got the one with Betty in it.
Yes.
Oh, that was good.
I would suggest watching that.
That was good. Yeah.
Do you have a name for that?
I can find the link if
It's just
Sean doesn't have it.
It's just Red's rhetoric versus Betty.
Betty Von Velsen because your shit pushed in, I think was the title.
Another
I
one
think
to
if you
watch.
type in Red's rhetoric debate, it comes up.
Another debate you should watch from Reds is on my channel because Reds didn't keep it on his, and that's his aestheticism.com debate.
Well, that's
Okay,
because
yeah.
that's because that's your debate, Sean. I didn't want to steal it from you.
Yeah, I was the moderator for that debate. But that one
was
you
a
might
good
want to
one.
look
That
into.
was a good one.
Also,
and you were so nice to Betty, by the way. So nice.
Can I just confirm that you've pulled out now?
Well,
Me?
is your face
I'm
wet
way
and sticky?
out.
You way out.
Hey,
That's cool. That's cool.
I haven't gone in deep, so I haven't pulled out.
I was
so
deep, and then
hang
I
on.
brought it out, and I mean, the load's in the toilet now.
All right, G, everyone shut for a second. So there are a few videos that I would recommend watching, but not for any sort of like flat earth debunking bullshit. I would just recommend watching my rocket launch videos because those are the ones I'm most proud of. So take note of those.
Specifically the one that has my name on it.
Yeah, fuck you.
and my name.
Right, guys, I really have to go.
Yeah, you stayed way over your 10 minutes, but thanks for coming in.
All right, peace. I'll talk to you tomorrow at 11.
Okay.
Hey,
No. Yeah, 11 your time, 4 p.m. my time. Yeah.
Yes.
Good to hear from you, Ranty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ranty, one
Peace,
last
peace.
sentence.
Yep. Sure. Yeah.
If you want to watch some of the technical things they've gone through, have a look at the actual presentation that both Red and Sean did over on what's his face channel. The one we set up all night for making the slides.
No, that
something
was,
or whatever.
That was myself and Ziller.
Yeah, I was gonna say that wasn't me.
Oh no, yeah, Ziller. Yeah, sorry.
The globe or Ranty.
Yeah, the fuck that hasn't been on the internet in like forever.
Well,
Yeah.
To be fair, the whole flat Earth debate was actually starting to.
We
hurt
need
his
to let him go. He needs to get to work, guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
Ranty, I'll talk to you tomorrow at 11 my time.
Yeah.
All right, Ranty. Top of the morning to you, buddy.
Peace. See you later.
Listen, chips
tomorrow.
All
Yeah,
right,
last time I talked to Ziller,
Very
Oh,
quickly.
hang
Ed.
on.
Sorry.
Before we go any further, I need to do something first. So I'm gonna make Steve McCrae a mod in this, as well as Sean
Rip.
Hufford a mod in this. Not House Soy because fuck you. I'm gonna go take a shit. My only request is that you don't make this hangout absolutely totally gay. Okay, here.
Wait.
I have mods.
No, I mean, we gotta,
Wait, by gay, do you mean like the type of gay that's like mean to gay people, or like actually gay? Like
no,
men
that means
loving-
that means we gotta hide you and Housewife from the stream.
I was going to say just very quickly, share my screen. One of you
Looks like
guys.
some-
I have
votes.
power. I will do it.
Oh yeah, I tried to do that. In fact, I think I
You
can't.
gotta know that I'm not actually gay. I mean, my
Yeah.
dog has a bandana because my
Ah,
girlfriend.
great. This is what happens when we got power.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Do you see the problem that he's going to have? This is one of his videos.
Did he film it this while juggling the camera? Why is it all weird?
No, it's because he's zoomed in with a P900D, quite a long way out at sea.
But it's still at like a 25-degree angle.
Yeah, I think his tripod was on sound, so that's probably why. But the it's actually showing quite a nice curve. But in all seriousness, you can't see the bottom of the boats, and one of them looks to be either a deep sea trawler or a small container.
Well, if I can actually,
and they're fucking high.
I'm going to
And you
share a
can't
video
see
that
the
his
plumb-
wife put up.
Yeah, and you can't see the plumb line on the boat, so you're not seeing the bottom of the boat at all.
How is that even supposed to be evidence of the?
Well, hold on. I'm going to put up a video that his wife put up.
Oh, okay. Boats don't go over the horizon; they merge into the vanishing point. The vanishing point is the layer of air that sits on the horizon. You cannot see forever across an endless plane because of this. In this video, you will see two boats, something rarely caught on camera. It's seen happening to the smaller one. Watch amazed as the middle of the boat is hidden by the vanishing point.
Well,
That kind of looks like a Fata Morgana.
I'm going to present here because this is a video from his wife.
That
And that's a boat,
yeah,
but it's behind the horizon.
yeah.
This is his wife's video, Anthony Riley.
So I think one of the questions that need to be asked to him tomorrow is on the with regards to the butterfly thing. Because I'm curious, because if the butterfly isn't flapping its wings and there's no wind, what's going to happen to that butterfly?
They fall. I find them on my window.
And what's that force called that does that?
Gravity, you
gravity.
fucking retard.
Yeah, so I don't know what the hell his argument was. I mean, does he not understand that in order to overcome the effects of gravity, because gravity is a very weak force. I know it's a big part of our lives, but it's the weakest of all forces. In order to overcome that, you have to have some kind of energy put in the systems. In a plane, it's called power. In a butterfly, it's the same thing. You have power, you have thrust, and you have
muscle
lift.
energy transferred through the wings to space air, lift.
Steve, I think you're
So it has to have some kind of energy going into the system to overcome the gravity. If that butterfly was not flapping its wings and there's no wind, obviously, because wind could cause a change of vector. It's going to fall to the ground. So I don't know what his argument on that is.
Steve, I think you're in trouble.
Steve, butterflies,
because butterflies. So that's going to be the new flat Earth argument now. Butterflies.
It's actually an old argument, but you're still going to be in trouble because apparently Anthony's going to up his game again. He's going on another hangout with GeoStrubber.
Yep.
Oh.
So more claims from Anthony coming up soon. Yay!
I asked him whether he wanted to talk about. Come on, Steve. You start better.
Go ahead, Steve.
No, he's going on Geo's channel.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're going to do another
On
hangout
Friday.
on Friday.
He just agreed to it. I asked him whether he wanted to talk about angles. So you know what that will be about.
Oh, I
don't
wanted him
think Anthony is
to actually
weak
have
enough.
an evolution debate.
Oh, damn it!
I don't.
So
He might actually win this.
He's going.
I'm telling you, I'm giving him pretty good odds right now. I'm not going to lie.
I mean,
I think
nobody
that's a good
has nobody has layered out as thick of a sedimentary layer of shit than Anthony Riley. No one's come close.
I tell you what, Sean. I'll tell you what I'll do. Within 2 weeks, if after 2 weeks I think that my boy doesn't have a chance any longer, I will advocate for Anthony on my channel just to get his numbers up there to be the highest dumbfuck winner of all time.
Well, that's actually what I actually want to talk to you about that after the hangout because I have issues, and even though Anthony's been in the lead, I didn't actually develop. I didn't develop these issues as strong as they are until after Anthony was already in the lead. So I just want to make sure that that's clear and you understand that.
Yeah, yeah.
But we have the problem. We can take your Anthony Riley and raise you a Darth Dawkins.
No, you can't, because Anthony Riley lays down sedimentary layers of shit. It can always be stirred back up.
We can take you an Anthony Riley, and I can show you, I'm not joking, hundreds of thousands of words from someone called C. Brown.
Yeah,
hundreds of thousands.
Darth Dawkins is an asshole. And yes, he says dumb things. When he argues an argument that is clearly a logical fallacy, like affirming the consequent or something, yeah, that's pretty stupid. And then he's so adamant about it. Oh, this is a good argument. No, it's actually a well-known logical fallacy.
It's right, because I see that 2 + 2 = 5. This is a great argument. If you can argue that the 1 = 0 type of argument, which some people, if you talk fast enough, they'll believe it. That's the whole flat Earth concept, right? If you talk fast enough, logical fallacy.
But 0 squared is 1.
0 squared is 1.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, exactly. If you say it fast enough, doesn't it sound right? But 0 squared is 1, and if you square 0 twice, then it's 2, right?
No.
0 squared is not 1. 0 squared.
What is the actual equation that they say is 0? Is it the square root of 0 is 1 or something like that?
No, the square root of 0 is 0.
What?
The square root of 1 is 1.
Well, no, because any number that's square rooted by itself is always 1.
No, the square root of 0 is 0, because 0 times 0 = 0. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to find any number times itself equals this number. So technically, the square root of 0 is...
I find it, because the actual equation that...
I think that's like an error on a calculator. I don't even actually think that has a thing. Yeah, but no,
No, I just tested it. You get 0.
Yeah, you get 0. Yeah, like 0 divided by 0. Any other number, like 3 divided by 3, that's 1. But 0 divided by 0 is still 0.
It's like if you have an infinite amount of nothing, it's still nothing.
That's like an ad hominem.
The problem you're running into, hang on, listen to me.
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry, Sean.
Square root of 0 cannot be 0. The square root of 0 is going to be undefined because you now have...
Not according to what I just put into the...
Well, wait a minute. Square root of 0 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0.
Yeah, no, that's going to be... Yeah, you're right. Okay, that's going to be fine. Yeah, because...
The square root of -0 is undefined.
Well, the reason being is when you're doing a square root, you're taking the primary square root. So the primary square root of 0 squared is going to be the absolute value of 0, which is 0.
Mm-hmm.
And so that works.
Also, you can't have -0. That's a meaningless statement.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I
that's why the square root of -0 would be
Oh,
undefined.
I'm
because
sorry.
it's
I'm sorry. I'm
a
sorry. I'm
number.
sorry. It's zero to the power of 0.
Yeah.
It's still,
First of all, you can't. Okay, look at you can't have assigned. 0 is generally unsigned. In other words, it's not plus or minus. But in certain
it must
situations,
be
like
an
computers,
integer.
in certain situations like computers, you can have a signed value. Okay, so
For
0
integers.
can have a negative or plus sign because the unary operator. If I have like 2 plus 0,
But you don't put a positive 0. You
Hey,
put a
let me
1
finish.
in front of the 0.
Hey, let me finish. 2 plus 0, the unary operator there plus 0. If you take the 2 away, it's assigned plus 0. If it's 2 minus 0,
But the computer doesn't read it 2 plus 0. The computer reads it 1 1 0.
That's true. If you put it into something like that, but just by itself, it's meaningless.
Yeah, but it's still binary. The computer doesn't know the number 2. The computer only knows 1s and 0s.
Get it. You're never gonna let anybody explain anything, are you, G?
But you guys are wrong. You're wrong. The computer only knows 1s and 0s. The computer doesn't know that.
One of us was wrong because we were actually disagreeing.
Do you know what the difference between a unary operator and a binary operator is?
Well, binary is 1s and 0s. It's 2 digits making up.
That's not a binary operator. Binary operator has.
Oh, you said operator? Okay, sorry. Go ahead. I don't know.
Okay. So a signage, when you have -0, that's a unary operator. That means it only affects one operand. So
how does it appear on the screen?
All right, I'm back.
2 minus 0. If you take away the 2, that binary operator that's normally there, because it would work on the 2 and the 0, is now only attached to the 0.
So it basically it does appear on the program as -0 though.
Yes, it does. It's called It's called signing of the operand.
So how does that function as it works with other numbers then?
Because sometimes you need a result that's going to be determined if the signage is a plus or minus, even though the value is the same. Plus 0, minus 0, and 0 are all the same value. Sometimes in computers you do need to know the signage.
So even though the values are the same, the opposite could be the opposite, right?
When I say hang on, that means hang on. Apparently they said they turned the Hangout into maths. I hate maths.
Maths are fun.
Maths, that's with 2 Fs. Yeah, they are fun, although I do want to ask a question and kind of get this back into a Red's Rhetoric style hangout, please. Drust, what are you showing?
What?
Porn.
Drust is screen sharing something.
One of Lanty's videos.
It's butterflies.
Yeah, basically it was one of his videos. Sorry, I was downstairs. I was just preparing some food, so I just came back.
I can see some pictures of Lake Huron.
Trust, you're not allowed to prepare food while you're on a hangout. Plus, you ate last year. I don't want to hear any fucking bullshit from you.
Oh, burn.
Cool. There's apparently some flatty in the
I'm going to do a minor preparatory thing for Red real quick. I really shouldn't, but I'm going to.
Okay.
Ranty is the guy that went out and stood outside looking at chemtrails for 4 hours and then complained that he got second-degree chemtrail burns.
God.
Oh, God. Those are the worst kind of burns, right? Like, those hurt when you die with cancer, don't they?
He went out and stared in the sky for 4 hours filming chemtrails and then came back inside and realized he had second-degree chemtrail burns. Had nothing to do with the sun being out all day.
Yeah. His corneas weren't burnt from looking through binoculars.
Oh, my God, my head.
What I'm showing on the screen,
I think
basically...
I think that this debate is his audition for the 2018 Dumbfuck of the Year.
There's getting to be new players for 2018. I'm telling you right now, there's some new players on the field.
Okay, so apparently there's someone in the live chat called Truth Seeker. Yeah, sure. If you want in, let me go ahead and invite this guy in. So Truth Seeker, if
I
you
hope
want
it's
to go
gonna be
in.
dragonflies this time.
Hey, Red, can I just hear Sean just real quick explain the difference between -0 and 0 when it comes to the coding he was talking about? Like, I was really interested in it, for real. And I'll keep quiet.
When was I talking about coding?
Yeah, that was actually me.
Not coding. Just in turn. Oh, was it? Who was it?
Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve. I'm sorry, Steve. Yeah, would you mind finishing like just that quick statement you were saying?
No, I'd rather have Truth Seeker come in.
Yeah, I would rather.
And just to point out, I was actually trying to trigger Steve with the whole 999 equals 1.
I know you were. Sean and I agree on we agree on 99.999. of everything except for
Oh,
one.
for
Hey,
fuck's
Steve,
sake, not
Steve.
this shit again. Listen,
Yeah.
this is the definition of atheism all over again. We
It
don't
makes
shit,
nice
okay?
you to know that
Sean is wrong on. Everything
it
No,
makes
no,
sense to know
we
that-
don't.
So is there
We're not.
mathematical proofs?
We
that
I had
are
picked up on
not
that, and I
doing
was trying
this.
to
We are not doing this. We are not
As
doing
I've
this.
as I've said a couple of times, Steve, I
Yeah.
do it specifically to trigger you.
Yeah, I had actually picked up on that, and I was just gonna try to get it going again to try to
Oh my
trigger.
fuck. Okay, stop, guys.
Well, let's get this guy in here. Let's see what happens. Truth Seeker,
That's
what
what
it
I'm
is.
trying to do. If people will shut the fuck up and let me talk to the guy.
Truth
Holy shit.
Seeker, what it is right now.
Gee, shut the fuck up!
What you said.
It's pretty simple, Steve. I found one thing that actually triggers you, and I just keep pressing that button.
God, I gotta shut up too because I found everything that.
and Steve, it works 0.999 repeating percent of the time.
God, shut up. You're killing me here, dude.
I love you,
I'm
Steve.
too sober for this. I was not told this hangout was happening. I had not prepared properly. I have corn whiskey sitting on the counter.
Obviously, because okay, everyone, we're gonna go ahead and try to get this dude in here. So Tony just sent me this message on G+. He said, "Truth Seeker is having the same problem as me. He's on a phone. I gave him both links and none of them worked."
That might be true.
So apparently what I'm going to have to do is start a new hangout and try this again because fuck Google.
Oh God, really?
It
Call
might
us
not be on your end. It might just be.
Seeker.
It might just be he has a crap phone.
That might not solve the
What
problem.
is-
To be honest with you.
What is 9.99999 divided by 1? I mean, that's what I want to know. If it's all divided by 1.
Jay, no hard feelings at this point, but sorry.
Wait, what did I come back to?
God. Who is that guy?
Anyway,
That's G.
but it's okay. The reason why I kicked him is because I'm literally going to start a new hangout anyway to try this again. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and open up another hangout, and I will see if that link works a little bit better. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but maybe there's a Google Quake going on, and it's just fucking up the link for mobile users. So I'm going to end this hangout now. I will open up another one like immediately afterwards. So, stay tuned, I guess. And we'll go from there. So in the meantime, go fuck yourself.